Welcome to Episode 1 of Chapter 1 of Generation 0 of the McFluff story. In this episode, we are introducing a few of the main characters that take part in this early part of the story. The first main character is Gertie McFluff. Now, Gertie is a witch. Her traits are eco-friendly, eccentric, dislikes children, frugal, and cat person. And her lifetime wish is to be a cat herder. She really likes cats. And as a cat herder, she needs to befriend 15 cats. Now, this is going to be a multi-generational story. And the first first 5 parts of the generations, starting with Generation 0, will be gone through reasonably quickly because they are establishing the backstory for the main story, which begins with Generation 5. Now, in this episode, we're going to be meeting Gertie, who we've just met. Now, Gertie has recently visited the local cat shelter, where she has adopted 5 cats. Just before she went to the cat shelter, she had arrived in this new world for her, which is Hidden Springs. And she's moved into a small cottage on the edge of the world, near the mountains. And as you can see, there are a few cats wandering around, but she's only got 5 so far. Before the story gets too far advanced, she's likely to have all 15. But I just thought it'd be easier to introduce you to 5 to start with. Gertie likes to practice her magic. That white fluffy thing walking behind her is Ghost McFluff. All of the 5 initial cats are males. And as we go through their names, you'll wonder why some of them are named the way they are. That's Shadow. Because considering they're all males, I realised that when I was naming them, I paid absolutely no attention to the gender, because a couple of the males have got definitely female names. That one's Tomtom. He's a gingerish, sort of a brownish coloured cat. So here we go, as Shadow. I think he looks a bit like some sort of a Siamese. I'm not very good on cat breeds. He's genius, adventurous, and independent. This is Ghost. He's non-destructive, lazy, and friendly. Tomtom. Tomtom is non-destructive, playful, and independent. This one's Tiny. Tiny is genius, proud, hunter. Those days still aging up are just a guide. They're not actual definite days. And this one is Tabitha. Tabitha was named after a tabby cat I used to have. And she was actually a female, but this Tabitha is a male. Here we are. It's early in the morning. The sun isn't quite up yet, and Tiny McFluff is playing in the cat castle. He's got a catnip mouse. You can find the catnip mouse in some of the pet toy boxes, or if you can't find a toy box that's got a catnip mouse, you can go to Buddy Bug to get one from there. The value of the catnip mouse is they give the cat a moodlet, the whacked out moodlet. And if you like magic gnomes, and I really do like magic gnomes, you will want your cats to get the whacked out moodlet as much as possible, because that is the moodlet that a cat needs to have a cat gnome join the household. In all my years of playing this game, I've only ever seen one cat gnome in any of my games. And it happens to have been in this game when I first played it through. So if we don't get one join the household shortly, all by itself, I will arrange for the cat gnome to find its way here from the other save that I've got of this game. Now we've got them the ultimate in high-tech toilet, cat toilet, so that Gertie doesn't have to spend her entire life cleaning litter trays. Can you imagine the amount of litter trays that would need cleaning out every day with 15 cats? And we will eventually have 15 cats. This is just giving you a little look-see around the immediate area, so you know where in Hidden Springs this house is. It's a house that came with the world. I didn't actually give her a special house, although by the next episode you will notice I've made an extension to it, because we're not going to fit Gertie, her house guests, and all of the cats into this little cottage. There's Ghost having a snooze beside the letterbox. I had to go over there and check him closely on him. I thought he might have died, but he did eventually move. Gertie's woken up, and she's in her jammies still. That's a typical Sim. She likes to wander around the house in her night attire. Whenever I catch her at it, I try to change her into her everyday wear instead of her sleepwear. Here's Shadow coming down the steps to chat with Ghost. One thing about having multiple cats, it is a lot of fun, I've discovered. And also, they don't get lonely, because anytime one of them begins to get lonely, there's always another one ready to walk over to them to interact. So you don't have to worry about constantly working on keeping your cats happy by having to interact with them all the time. Even with only 5 cats, there's lots of meowing going on. That'd be Tomtom. One benefit of having only 5 is when I see a cat, I actually know which one it is. When I was playing with all 15, it was like bedlam. But I like bedlam. Chaos. Well, we've got her into her everyday outfit. Now she's going outside. She's got to befriend all of these cats, and she needs to be friends with all 15 of them at the same time. So she's giving Tomtom a bit of a brush. So it won't hurt her to build a relationship with these 5. Next episode I'll introduce 5 more. This is only going to be a short episode, just a quick introduction to give you a little look around, see who all the cats are. She is playing with Tomtom. But the only thing Gertie's got to do today is play with cats and work on her magic. But we want her to keep her magic skill. We don't want her to wear it out, and witches tend to play with magic so much that they tire themselves out and they have to wait to get their magic recharged. So hopefully Gertie will always have some magic available for when we need it. She's made some good progress with Tomtom. She likes her nice new house. She's got that thought bubble above her head. There's Ghost and Tiny getting to know each other. because these cats are new to each other as well. They're all just brand new to the game. Gertie herself, although she's brand new to the game, she has got to level 10 in a lot of different skills, because I wanted her to be very powerful right from the beginning of the game. And I think doing that has actually had side effects that have made this game more interesting. When I start introducing the various skill objects into the household, she starts her first experience with them at a level 10 in that skill. And some very strange things happen. Well, I think they're very strange anyway, never having seen a novice at level 10 begin playing with things at the bottom of the level before. So that's the autonomous food object. It needs to be upgraded to unbreakable. She's already upgraded the ones that are inside the house. Shadow's obviously feeling very brave and hungry. I don't think he was absolutely starving. He could have gone indoors to eat. This is just the extra one that's outdoors that didn't get upgraded yet. In this particular game, we are on week 1, day 2. It could have been to day 3 now because she's gone through that evening. But it's either day 2 or day 3. So we are at the very beginning of a very fresh save. When you see the game next time, that there will be an extension on this side of the house, and there'll be steps going down into a basement. But she's going to have to raise a lot of extra money before we can build the basement properly. There's just enough there to build the extension, which is only going to be big enough to have the flight of steps to go down, and the basement's only going to be big enough to hold the flight of steps. So it won't be useful yet. Just build things slowly. It looks like she's upgraded that. It's now unbreakable. Of course, to do the extension, I'll have to move that time object. I might even delete it, because I'm not planning on sending them into the future. And we can always add a new one in a park somewhere in town if we decide we need it later on. Well, we're getting very close to the end of the video, so this is just showing you a bit more of Hidden Springs so you can find the house yourself in your own game if you happen to have Hidden Springs. So it's that little cottage there. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the introduction, and I'll see you in the next episode.